Hello, everybody. Jim Powers with MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision as we catch up with our coaches this week. And this season extends for our women's basketball team after a great victory on Saturday on Senior Day. And joining us is their head coach, Collin Lanam. And I know we talked about it post-game, but beating S&T and just knowing for sure that the team's going to make it to the GLVC tournament, that had to be a big weight off of your guys' shoulders.
It really was, and credit the girls. They've done a great job in terms of just keeping the season to one game at a time. You know, we've been kind of preaching that all through the conference season because it's really, you know, you've got to win that one to move on to the next one to give yourselves a chance. And so going into the game against S&T, you know, I didn't want to try to hide anything from them. I know that they're paying attention to the standings and things like that, and it was a position where we knew if we won that game, we were getting into the tournament. And so I talked to him about was taking control, and if you control your today, you can also take control of tomorrow. Don't let somebody else do that. So we didn't want to let, you know, another team's outcomes of games dictate exactly what happens to us. So, you know, that happened for us last weekend, and it continues this week as well.
Oh, absolutely, and that's the thing. You control your own destiny on, you know, Thursday night against UMSL. When there's a good chance we could host a home game here on Sunday. Lose, you know, you're on the road. So the 6-team Armageddon 9-9 scenario could take place, but then again, you take care of your own business, and you're going to see what's going to happen.
Correct, and that's the only thing that we can control. We won't know anything until 7 o'clock that night when everybody's done. So there's no use in sitting and wondering, and you know, if this thing happens or that team wins, or it's not worth it. So let's just focus on ourselves. Let's win, give ourselves the best chance that we can get. That's all that's important right now.
Well, real quick, let's talk about the two seniors. We talked about them a little bit on Saturday, but Alex Wolf and Carly Freyla, two kids that have just meant a lot to this women's basketball program.
No question. They've done a great job. They've made my life a lot easier this year. It's very difficult for players in that position to, you know, go through the changes within the program that they had, to come in, to learn a new system, to buy in from the start. You know, that's all I could ask for. So, you know, I'm very appreciative of them. I'm very grateful that they were the first senior class that I had, you know, as a head coach, and they'll always be very special to me for that.
UMSL comes in. We beat them handily the first time around in January. But this is a totally different team, especially when they knock off both Bellarmine and Southern Indiana a few weeks back. It's going to pose some challenges for us.
Yeah. Now, the score might have been a little bit, you know, indicative of one thing, but it definitely wasn't, you know, a one-sided game when we played them the first time. They're a very talented team. They play extremely hard, and they've played really good basketball over the past few weeks. So, you know, we definitely are going to have our hands full. We've got to come out prepared, ready to play. You know, they're clicking on all cylinders right now, and they're playing at a very, very high level. So, you know, it's one of those games that we have to come and be ready to play for 40 minutes.
And then after that, we'll let the chips fall where they may, and we'll see where we're playing on Sunday, right?
Exactly. Yep. We'll see how it goes.
Outstanding stuff, buddy. We'll talk to you tomorrow night up at UMSL.
Sounds great. We'll see you then.
Collin Lanam joins us. We'll have all the action from UMSL on Thursday night, 5:25, and we will keep everybody updated on the standings, on the results, on what's going on in game throughout the broadcast. You'll be able to tune into that, glvcsn.com/Maryville, and then we will have all of the information on our Twitter feed at Maryville Saints as soon as the conference announces the matchups and where everybody will be going on Thursday night. For Coach, I'm Jim Powers. Thanks so much for tuning in to MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision. Have a great week, and as always, go Saints.